I appreciate the fan support today on Sunday. Sometimes it's tough with a game time change. Had to accommodate Stony Brook with their travel plans. Played at 12 o'clock. Had a big group from Central Spirit here today, and they were loud and in the ballpark, and that certainly helped. Certainly helped us there with some free 90s in the eighth inning, which obviously led to the win. Continue to struggle some offensively, but we'll got to keep pressing on, keep fighting through it. Guys are staying positive in the dugout, but our pitching staff, again, did an outstanding job. Spencer threw the ball well. Clark was really good behind him. And Carson did a great job there at the end of the ball game. So, overall, got another sweep, and looking forward to a big week ahead of us. Had a big defensive play there at the end of the game, put Magic in as a defensive replacement for Kier. Moved about 6 guys around just to try to get what we felt like was the best defense on the field, and it's great to see Magic be able to make a nice play there at the end of the ball game.
Coach, Spencer, 51 pitches today, 45 pitches in his debut. Do you plan to maybe let him go a little bit longer if he's pitching well next weekend against South Carolina?
We'll have to talk to the that's a decision. Well, that's a decision and something that we'll communicate as a coaching staff with our trainer and with our doctors, and we'll come up with a plan as far as when we can progress him in terms of his pitch count. So that'll be a discussion. That'll be a kind of a collaborative discussion before we make that decision as to whether we extend him past the 50 pitch count limit going into next weekend. Would love to be able to stretch him out a little bit more, but ultimately we're going to do what's in his best interest and what he's comfortable with as well. So that's yet to be determined.
Do you have any news on Sheldon?
I don't quite yet. We'll get him checked out. Tomorrow is our off day, so it's that'll be a good day for us to be able to hopefully get him in there and get it looked at and get a concrete idea of what we're looking at. So hoping to know something more potentially tomorrow as to whether he'll be able to be, get it looked at by the doc and get an image of it, and let's see what we're dealing with.
Monte, I know you guys knew you'd be pretty good coming into the season pitching-wise, but
Mm-hmm.
to this extent, we had 33 scoreless games in a row.
Yeah, and our human encyclopedia of Clemson athletics, Brian Hennessy, who we all love very much. He thinks it might be a school record. We don't know. So did I think we would be this good? I knew we would be good. I really did. I felt very, very confident in saying that. Felt like we'd be very good on the mound. To this extent, I don't know if you could ask a pitching staff to be this good, through 7 games, I think it is now. So that's asking a whole lot to be able to throw up that many zeros and to be to pitch as many quality innings as we've had so far this year by the guys that we've been running out there. But it's been a lot of fun to watch, and we know that our pitching staff's going to give us a chance to stay in every ball game. If we can get our offense going a little bit, then we got a chance to really continue to become a better and better ball club.
What's been the best thing to watch about them when they can pitch, regardless of anybody on, or the way they get themselves out of jams, too, like they've been able to do?
I think the biggest difference between this year and years in the past, and I don't necessarily like to go into the past a whole lot, but the biggest change, I guess, maybe is a better way to put it, is up until this point, it seems like our guys make bigger pitches in pressure situations right now, just with runners on base. I think the success that we've had with runners on base so far, the execution of the pitches with runners on base, there's times where guys put a little bit too much pressure on themselves in those moments and, wind up walking a batter or leaving a pitch over the plate and giving up a big hit. And that's going to happen. We know that. At some point in time, it's going to happen. But so far, the thing that has impressed me so much is just the ability to execute a big pitch in a big spot with runners on base has been the thing that has really stood out to me, and just the amount of strikes. Again, and we're not giving anybody anything. Right now we are forcing the other dugout to earn every base runner that they can get.
Matt Clark was maybe your best starter at the end of last season. How good was it to see him be able to come out of the pen and throw like he did today?
Well, I don't know if I necessarily I don't look at Matt as a reliever. You know, he's a starter. I don't look at it that way. I don't look at Keyshawn as a reliever. Honestly, I don't look at Carter Raffield as a reliever. I think the six guys that you see us kind of pitch back to back we kind of look at those guys as sort of like a piggyback starters. I kind of look at those six guys as starters to get to our relievers. So I don't necessarily look at him as a bull. I know technically he's a reliever, but I don't look at him as a reliever. I look at Spencer and Matt as our starters on Sunday. I look at the combination of Sharp and Askew, the combination of Weatherly and Raffield like we did. That was our plan going into this weekend, was to piggyback those six guys together and then go to that three-headed monster that we have at the end right now with Gilbert and Spires and Clayton, and Nick Hoffman, has done a nice job this week as well. And there's other guys that, we haven't gotten in there yet, but that's was kind of our plan going into this season, and so far it's worked really well.
We know baseball is a game of runs, I guess you could say.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a 300 hitter, no matter what you do early in the season, you're probably going to hit 300.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of guys are not hitting right now. Do you feel like there's going to be an adjustment that some of these are going to start falling?
I think so. I think just the more pitches you see, the more at bats you get, you start to square up more balls. I mean, you just look at some of these young guys, that were playing. Brewer today, hit a couple balls on the screws today, smoked the ball up the middle, hit a ball really hard to shortstop. He's starting to feel it a little bit. Sharpie's been having good at bats. Elijah and Kier obviously had good at bats today. I thought Elijah took some good passes today. Didn't really have anything to show for it. Kier, drilled a ball center field that got caught. I think offense is contagious and it's a momentum type deal. And all we need right now is we need a couple guys to smoke some balls back to back. We need one of those innings where we get two or three hard hit balls, and I think it will become contagious. And guys right now pressing a little bit. We still had, I think, 7 walks and HBPs to 7 strikeouts today. So we're doing a good job of competing in the box. We just got to square some balls up. And, in the middle of our order, it's got to stay in the strike zone. I felt like we're coming out of the zone a little bit too much. Stony Brook spun a lot of breaking balls. And I felt like we chased a little bit too much, and then we were late on the fastball. So, the bottom line is if we can stick with our approaches and a couple guys can square some balls up, then I think, our offense has a chance to get it going a little bit. But until then, our pitching staff's going to have to continue to do what they've done. Hopefully we can continue to be consistent and find ways to win games.
Gallo was robbed of extra bases in his first start. You got to get some more chances coming up.
Yeah. I mean, I think we got to find a way to get Pierce in there. And again, we could kind of see it. We could see it with Pierce. Pierce has been a guy that's demonstrated good plate discipline, can use the whole field. He's a good defender. Made some nice plays at shortstop today too. So, Pierce is a guy that we'd like to get back in there too. And he could play short. He could play second. Could even play third if needed. And hopefully day by day James can get back, work himself back into getting healthy where we can find a way to get him either back in there at third or DH or something. And we need that back in the lineup. So, but Pierce, I was very encouraged by what I saw out of Pierce today, offensively and defensively.
What is the latest on Parker?
We'll know more tomorrow. It's really a day-to-day thing. It's more of a progression. If he feels good walking on it, he can start jogging on it. Once he can start jogging on it, he can start running on it. Once he can start jogging and running a little bit, we can start hitting him some ground balls. He can start swinging, those types of things. He's got to feel good enough to be able, just to put weight on it and move athletically on it so that we can do athletic moves like ground balls and hitting and those kind of things. So he's feeling better. He's getting better day by day. So, if he makes another jump, hopefully tomorrow on an off day going into Tuesday, if we can progress him just, with his mobility and moving around, then, we got a chance to get him back in there maybe by next weekend. But we don't know that yet. A lot of it will be just determined day by day as far as, how he progresses.
Thank you, Coach.
Yep.